All right. Welcome back, guys. I had a quick look at level 8, just finished it. This time my approach was very different. As you would recall from previous episodes, I tried to work it out all on the computer. It was more frustrating than anything because it was a lot of guess and check. This time around, I decided to write my answer in a book first and work it out over pen and paper. And that way I managed to work out the logic, work out the puzzle before heading to the computer. And that made things a lot easier. So here is number 8. Level 8. Alright, so the puzzle is, you need to check out the inputs. And if the difference between the numbers is greater than if it's 10 or more, then you set it as true, send out a 1. If it's not greater than 10 or more, if the difference isn't greater than 10 or more, then you send through a 0. Okay, so what we need to do is compare one number with another, check if it's 10 or more. Now, to do this, I had to bring back some of my mathematics. So here's a bit of a mathematics lesson to show you what I got over here. Here's how I worked it out. I'll show you in my notebook. Okay, so we've got, there it is, if difference is greater than 10, so that actually means 10 or more means 9 greater than 9, because they only deal with integers, with whole numbers. So if it's greater than 9, then it will be 10 or more. So here is how I worked it out. In the first box, my task was to back up, send one number, back up the second number, and then send through the second number. Okay? Then, in the next box over here, I would compare the two numbers, and I had to bring back some of my, year 9 and 10 maths over here. We need to find the difference between the two numbers is greater than 10. Sorry, it should be greater or equal to 10, or greater than 9. Okay? Or, if A minus B, now remember we're dealing with differences, and so what that means is, we're dealing with the absolute value, which is greater or equal to 10. Okay? What that means is there are actually two conditions. It could be A minus B is greater than or equal to 10, but that also means if the whole thing is negative, A minus B, that also needs to apply 10. If you make the whole thing negative. So what that means is if B minus A, I'll write it over here. I'll write it on the computer. I think it's easier to check it out. So the logic is, this box stores, sends A, stores A, then sends B. Okay, so every single time you send two numbers across, A, then B, then you send B, then C, then you send C, then D. You send the current number and the one next. Then you back up the next one, so it becomes a current number. Send current number, send next. Or I think in maths you call it, what, n and n minus 1 or something like that. So it sends two numbers. Over here, we compare them. And here are the, what we need to do. So if A minus B is greater than 9, then true. Okay, now a bit of shifting things around. What that means is A minus B minus 9, because if you bring it forward, is greater than 0. So that's the first condition that we need to send to the computer. That's called J greater than 0. Okay, because this equation is greater than 0. Now, we also have to test the other side of the absolute value. What if both numbers are negative? Or what if there are negatives involved? And so, what that means is if B minus A is greater than 9. Now, if you swap things around, you multiply everything by -1, it would become A minus B less than -9, because when you multiply things by -1, the less than or equal sign gets flipped. So that means A minus B, whoops, B plus 9 needs to be less than 0. Does that sort of make sense? There's a little year 9 or 10 maths lesson for you. So these are the two equations we're going to use. This one is less than 0, so that's the jump if less than 0. Okay, so check this out. This is my second box. First of all, I grab the first number, chuck it in the accumulator, subtract the next number, so it becomes A minus B. The order doesn't matter, it could be B minus A. I'm just sending one number and the next, so we'll call them A and B. So A comes through, you subtract B from them, and then you subtract 9 again, so it becomes A minus B minus 9. If it's greater than 0, jump to true. That's down here. Okay? And if it's true, you chuck a 1 down. Otherwise, add 18. So you can see the two equations, this one and this one. One is negative 9, one's plus 9. So to get there, we add 18 to it. Jump of less than 0. So if this is true, it goes here, chuck a 1 down. Otherwise, if neither of those are true, chuck a 0 down. It's not more than 10, it's not 10 or more difference. Okay, so then we hit the, whoopsies. Let's get rid of some of these. So that was a bit of explanation. Okay, and here it is the program in action. You can see that it compares, it takes two numbers, compares them, checks if they're more than 10 or less than 10. There we go. So that was quite an efficient solve. You can see it's took 16 instructions near the start, 4 nodes near the start, and in terms of cycles, had a few more than normal, but there we go. So I'm pretty proud of this solution. I did it on paper first, and so after doing it on paper, it made it a lot easier to then work out the logic and put it in the computer. So there we are. We've got the first 10 done. These two are oh no, this one's done. This one is a sandbox, so it doesn't need to be done. But there we go. That's 10 done. All right, catch you next time.